Chance to see the first 3 episodes of the new Prime show Countdown with Jensen Ackles. Let's talk about it right now. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for spending time with me as we rant about movies, comic books, and television shows, as well as the occasional board game. I'm your host, Frank Zank. I'm an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, as well as a filmmaker. And yeah, we're going to talk about Countdown, which is a strange name for this particular show, but there it is. I'm a big fan of Jensen Ackles, so I usually will watch most of what he's on. I don't think I've seen everything that he's done, but I've seen the majority. And yeah, let's, before we start into it though, remember to give me a like, give me a thumbs up if you can. If you can't subscribe, please do. Ring that bell, ding, ding. And share this video out there as well. If you'd like to read anything that I've written, you can go to Amazon.com and just type my name in. You can click the link in the description below. As well as my 4-novel series, which is a sci-fi called Destiny Aurora. It was made into a board game and RPG. It's on Audible. All my books are on Kindle as well. So if you'd like to check that out. Plus, my fantasy novel is also up there, Tales of Ravenor, the Iron Witch. And my new comic that we are releasing right now is on Kickstarter. It's in pre-launch phase. So basically you sign up just to get notification about when we release in a few weeks, and that'll give you access to the early bird specials, things like that. It's called Fairy Tales of Terror, and it stars a psychotic Cinderella and a murderous Captain Hook, who has his own little fire fairy, and they are just slicing people and dicing people through New York City on their way to their ultimate objective, which I will not tell you here. You got to read it for that. And we also have Neverland's Tiger Lily, who is tracking them down with the little geeky bookstore owner of where she came out of, because they all basically come out of portals of the books. Really good stuff. Anyway, you can go to the QR code here, or there's a link in the description below, and all you do is click notify me, and that's it. You're done. All right, so it's going to be great. We're about to hit 300 followers right now. I've only been had it live for a week, so it's going to be great. Jump into it now. All right, so let's chat about Countdown. So Countdown is a task force show. It is a show about, there's a bunch of shows. There's another show about a task force, that's going through and getting criminals that have escaped from this maximum security jail. I forgot what that was called, but I like the female that was in that. But it wasn't as exciting. It was more procedural than this. There are some procedural shows that I like, but let's get into the showrunner on this. Of course, this is on Prime. It is a limited series of 13 episodes, so it's not a CBS, ABC show, whatever else, that's 22 episodes. It's a limited kind of cable type of show, whereas only 13 episodes, which is longer than the 8 or 10 episodes that normal streaming has. But I think 12 or 13 is a good, place for, I prefer the 10 episodes because you can get in and out of them. But 13 is still good. It gives you enough time to get to know the characters. 8 is a little short. 6 is, the things in the dirt before you even start. And that's like Ironheart's only 6 episodes, I think, and that's because they have no faith in it whatsoever. It's probably expensive. I don't know. I can't tell. But anyway, let's talk about the writer of this. So the writer of this is Derek Haas. And one of his first credits is Too Fast, Too Furious. That shows you the caliber of writer this guy is. This guy has had an incredible career. I could only pray for a career like this. It's too old. I'm too old for this kind of career anyway. But I was all the way back in 2003. In 2004, he did Catch That Kid. 2007, so he jumped 3 years before he had a hit after that. 310 to Yuma, Amazing. And then in 2008, which is a year later, he did Wanted, which is based on a comic book by Mark Millar. After that, in 2017, so now he jumps like 9 years, he gets his first TV show, Chicago Justice. Then he jumped into FBI International. He did 78 episodes of that. But before that, Chicago Med was before Chicago. Okay, so Chicago Justice was the one that Monica Barbaro was on. If you watched my FUBAR review, that's the one that she was on that got canceled. It went 13 episodes. That was 2017. In 2014, 2012, he created Chicago Fire with Wolf. Then, with Wolf again, he created in 2014 Chicago PD. Then she did Chicago Med a year after that with Wolf. And then he did the Chicago Justice in 2017. So from 2011 to 2012, like a year later, he was doing shows and very successful shows. So amazing. He created all those Chicago shows for Wolf, all of them. So he's like a showrunner, along with Wolf. And probably the head of the writer's room. Although I don't know if he's done a whole lot of the writing on it. It's impossible to do that much writing because Chicago Fires had 274 episodes. Chicago PD, 243 episodes. Chicago Med, 198 episodes. This guy is wealthy beyond compare, with 3 shows that are still running after like 12 years. That's never heard of. You never see 3 shows simultaneously going that long. And now he's only had the one canceled show, of which Monica Barbaro was on. And now he's doing just an offshoot kind of show for Prime. Prime probably tapped him and said, hey, can you... And he is writing them because his name is in the credits as writer. So he's actually written probably all 13 of these episodes. Amazing. But it does have that Chicago PD kind of feel, which is probably what I like about it. I was a fan of Wanted as well. Mostly because of Angelina Jolie at the time. But this guy is incredible, and I follow most... I'm not really a procedural hospital type guy. I won't watch anything that's in a hospital. Mostly because when I was 7, I spent months in the hospital for something, and I stay away from hospitals as much as I can. The difference here with Jensen Ackles. So Jensen Ackles can carry a show on his own. He really can. He's fun to watch. He's energetic, and he has this gravitas to him that you don't really know. He's got that wild card type of gravitas. Well, you don't really know what he's thinking or what he's going to do from one minute to the next, right? And I like that about him. Meanwhile, Jared Padalecki, his partner from Supernatural, was in... He's done a couple of shows now, but the Walker Texas Ranger, I think that thing's been canceled already because he can't carry a show. He doesn't have that charisma that Jensen Ackles has. And if anything, I'd say that Jensen Ackles with Supernatural, he carried that show. So, of course, there was an ensemble with the two of them. But really, now that you see it, now you can see them split, one can carry a show and one can't. So that tells you something right off the bat. And in fact, I was just talking to somebody about a movie that they were trying to cast right now where they had Jensen Ackles tagged. And I said, yeah, if you get a hold of him, let me know because he can play the Jace character probably very well. He probably doesn't need to act. It's probably already him. So if you read anything from Destiny Aurora, you'll see what I'm talking about. But anyway, so this series, so the first, I'm not going to tell you much about what happens. It's pretty generic anyway. There isn't much that's beyond anything you've seen before. He really isn't stretching outside of the norm and thinking out the box. So when I first started, I saw there's Milo Ventimiglia. Wow, Milo Ventimiglia and Jensen Ackles in one show? That's great. Yeah, Milo doesn't last long. He lasts 5 minutes. 5 minutes! So he is the catalyst for the rest of the show occurring. And it's going into, terrorism and stuff like that. So it's a little bit, I think that's why it's called Countdown, because it's a little bit like 24. But it doesn't use the same gimmicks as 24 with the ticking clock and anything to that effect. Shootouts are good. The acting is really good. I like the cast for the most part. But they have Jessica Camacho in here. And Jessica Camacho is from The Flash. She was dating the geek guy. I forgot his name. Where she came through from a portal. I didn't see like the last 3 seasons of Flash because it got pretty bad. But she's a good actress. But I really wish the casting directors would stop pushing 5'2" actors to try to play action stars. It just does not work because she looks so tiny and she has to be, physical, and it just doesn't work because Jensen Ackles is not that tall, not in comparison to the Jared Padalecki, but it's still, she looks tiny, And in a show like this, you can't wear big heels where you can, do 6-inch heels and make her look, just as tall. But even in The Flash, it was fine. A, she had superpowers, and B, she was dating a guy that was like 5'5". So it was fine. When you put superpowers into it, then you can suspend disbelief, right? But without them, where you're supposed to be playing a cop, they can take on guys and stuff like that. It doesn't work. You're too tiny, and it shows. So I really wish that the casting directors would stop pushing that. There's nothing to do with her as an actress. She's good. She has a good look and everything like that. But it doesn't translate to action. It just doesn't. So that's my one critique on the show. Eric Dane is playing the boss, and he's always good. He's always good. I loved like the Ship TV show he did. Last Ship, I think it was called. I really liked that show. He was good as the commander of that. But he has that commander sense, and he's playing the same kind of role here. The other actors I really haven't seen before. There's another chick from The Flash that's also in here who played Jessie Quick. And I forgot her name. Violet Bean. Beane. So she played Jessie Quick in The Flash. So you have 2 Flash alumni in here. But she's really good too. She would actually be more of an action star than Camacho is because she's taller and she has that athletic look to her. But anyway, she ends up being the guy who's doing all the hacking and stuff like that. The researcher. She hasn't been in the first 3 episodes. Hasn't been in the field yet. But they are. They're chasing down whoever killed Milo Ventimiglia in the beginning, and then that leads into the bomb situation. So that's the basic plot that's going on, and Jensen Ackles is undercover, and they pull him out of undercover so that they can put him onto this task force. And he has they have a little bit of development for some of these characters. So the Jensen Ackles character, Mark Meacham, he is, and he has a tumor in his head. So he's dying, and he gets headaches continuously. He's taking medication for it, but it's starting to affect him. But he only has months to live, so he's a little bit like a Riggs type of character where he puts himself into dangerous situations because. Whatever, right? If he dies, he dies. And then Jessica Camacho's character, Amber, she plays Amber Oliveras. She obviously was some kind of a drug, a drug abuser at one time. because she ends up taking a kilo and then she fights with herself whether she's going to open it or not. Eric Dane's character, there isn't much development on him at all. And then you have Keynote Bell playing, Elliot Knight playing, is that say Keynote? Kayante Bell. We don't know anything about him besides the fact that he was the one that detected the radiation. But we don't really know anything about him. Luke Fano, he's a big, tall guy. Big, tall guy. Even his wife is tiny compared to him. But he's got a couple of kids, a couple of daughters. But again, we don't know much about him either. And then we have the DA that's kind of up their ass all the time. And I forgot the other guy's name, but there's another member of their crew that his son just got killed before the show even happened. But we don't find that out until like episode 2. So his wife and he and Blythe, which I think that's Eric Dane's character name. Yeah, Nathan Blythe. And they're friends because they hang out together even in the office. And he refers to him too when he needs to make a decision. He refers to him, or defers, I should say, defers to him for a comment or another opinion. But anyway, I forgot the other guy's name that his wife was killed. I think it's maybe Damon Drew character, but I'm not sure. But anyway, so there's a whole lot of different pieces, but I think we're going to get to know the other characters well enough by 13 episodes. I'm sure they'll start delving into the backstory on some of the ones we haven't seen in the first 3 episodes, because they released the first 3, and then they're going to release the other ones week to week to week. But overall, really good. Really good. The gunfight scenes are good. The action's good. The little plots that they do are good. They don't scrimp for wide shots, I'll tell you that. So they had this big wide shot of them traveling across the bridge that was all a drone. They tried to cross the border with stuff of Mexico, and they did full wide shots. So I don't know what the budget was on these episodes, but it was not small. I will tell you that. It was not small. All right, so I definitely say check it out. I'll probably do these in 3-episode blocks, except for the last one. I'll do a 4-episode block on that one. But yeah, so far so good. I'm enjoying it, and if you're a fan of, Task Force type stuff, and you're a fan of Jensen Ackles, it's not going to disappoint. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Remember to give me a like, give me a thumbs up, and share this video out there as well. If you can't subscribe, please do. Check out my stuff on Amazon, and you can definitely jump into Fairy Tales of Terror right now. You can check out the QR code or this link in the description below. Thanks again for watching, guys, and have an awesome week.